Coming up in this episode, Lachlan Coote specialist. Joseph Suaalii talks about his move to Rugby Australia. And State of Origin 2, reaction, scores and scorers. Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to continue seeing more. Well, it's Origin Day for the Rugby League as Game 2 has just finished, and we have quite a bit of feedback from that game as we enjoyed a fantastic match. I'll come back to a little bit later on. But first, we're going to talk about a player that's outgoing from Rugby League, Joseph Suaalii, who has spoke to Rugby Bats recently about his move and giving his reasons for moving away. He has admitted that the opportunity to potentially play against the British and Irish Lions in 2025 playing a key role of him making the sensational decision to swap codes. Following long-lasting rumours and speculation, Rugby Australia and the New South Wales Waratahs confirmed in March that it signed from the Sydney Roosters on a 3-year deal. Suaalii, who represented Samoa in last year's Rugby League World Cup, will remain a tricolour until the end of the 2024 season before switching codes in October. The teenager will be playing his trade in rugby union until at least the end of the 2027 Rugby League Union World Cup in Australia, an event that Suaalii says speaks for itself. For the first time since Rugby Australia confirmed the headline-grabbing deal, Suaalii has opened up about what motivated him about jumping codes. He said, "I always loved both games. I always had visions when I was younger of playing both codes. It was something I always visualised and saw in my life. The Lions tour was one of my first encounters with Union. It has something that has always been my goal. A home World Cup, playing in Australia, I think it speaks for itself. Money has never been the main factor. Obviously it plays a part, but the World Cup, the Lions tour, was slow cut. I've always seen that as a bigger factor. Travelling the world is another key factor as well. I've taken up on my option and my focus is playing on for the Roosters this year and next. Everyone at the club knows I want to be here for the remainder of my contract." Suaalii did start at the first 15 level at King's College in Sydney and was widely considered a generational talent. Teenage athlete that has never been talked about as much in Australian sports. After capturing the attention of both codes, with superstar head coach Wayne Bennett describing the pressure on the 16-year-old as unfair, Suaalii eventually inked a contract with the Roosters. Still only 19, the electrifying utility bag has gone on to impress, and it was even called into New South Wales State of Origin squad after just 12 games at NRL level. Despite all the pressure and the hype that followed the teenager into professional sport, Suaalii has managed to leap over every hurdle with both grace and poise. But rugby union was always in his sights. "I was really clear with head coach Trent Robinson, Robbo, throughout the process of signing my deal with Union," Suaalii added. "We were clear and honest with everyone. I still look up to Robbo for off the field advice and on the field. He is and always will be a mentor. I feel Robbo and I have a great connection. He is the sort of man I aspire to become one day. It was a hard decision for me to leave. I always chased my dreams, and that has always been in my heart. It is going to be hard to leave the Roosters in a couple of years, but my heart and my dreams always come first." Next, we move over to Hull KR as Lachlan Coote is seeing a specialist on Tuesday afternoon as the Hull KR star is closer to making a decision about his immediate future. Numerous head knocks have led to conversations about the Australian retiring early, especially with the fact that he's hanging up on his boots at the end of the 2023 season anyway. Rovers have brought in Jack Walker and Tanguy Zenon in recent weeks to cover for the fullback role, but there is no clarification if Coote will play for the Robins again. Whichever way you look at it, the good news for everyone involved in the club is that calls should be made soon. Head coach Willie Peters provided an update for on the 33-year-old, stating Coote has been back in training with the Robins. Of course, Coote's well-being takes priority, but his positivity is still showing according to his head coach. Lachlan has been training with us, said Peters. He has got a specialist appointment this afternoon. We should know tonight or in a couple of days. He's in good spirits and he hasn't been doing contact training. He's bouncing around. We need to wait and see the specialist, then sitting down again and Lachlan talking to his family and working out what the best way forward is. As it stands, Zenon is expected to take the number 1 shirt again and make his second Rovers appearance against Trinity after a sensational debut against Salford Red Devils in the Challenge Cup quarter-finals. The Robins have also sorted Coote's long-time replacement out as well, with the signing of New Zealand star Peter Hiku on a 3-year deal from 2024. But Coote, I still feel, has some unfinished business to do if he gets the all clear. Rovers are having a good season, and he was one of the reasons why for this during this 2023 beginning, where they had kicked on to go to another level. Tanguy Zenon has done a good job in his first game for the Rovers and made an impression, which was very Coote-esque. He's going to try himself, but he knows that he's only here temporary. Jack Walker was not available for the club as he was cup-tied during the Challenge Cup win against Salford, but he's another one that they could be looking to the future for. Peter Hiku is the one that's in pole position, but the signing of Walker does mean that the options are abundant and should be clear that he needs to pull his finger out if he wants to continue to be that number 1. We now turn our attention to the State of Origin game that has just finished as Queensland made it 2-0 in the series for a win of this year's State of Origin. The Maroons came away with the Beatson Radanoki Shield with a 32-6 victory over the New South Wales Blues at Godsons Corp Stadium, which is kind of expected from myself as the Blues weren't at their best throughout this entire game. Yes, they did lose Tom Trbojevic in the first couple of minutes to what turns out to be a pectoral injury, so he'll be out from Manly for quite some months now, but it was all mistakes by the Blues and no progression in attack from the Blues that saw the first points conceded by the Maroons in Dane Cook midway through the second half. An unusual change occurred when Trbojevic was taken off as Dane Cook was put in at left centre, despite the plethora of players that are in the squad who have played centre consistently. Maroons attacked down that right edge quite well, and unfortunately for the New South Wales Blues, it was going to be one of those days. So looking at the scoring, Valentine Holmes was the opening try scorer, but he missed that kick on the 8th minute as he went in on the right edge, getting the benefit of a no try call as it was sent up to the bunker. Turned out that there was no knock-on involved in that, and Valentine Holmes did get enough downward pressure to put the ball down for the first try of the game. Suaalii went over for the next score for a 10-0 half-time lead as Valentine Holmes kicked over the conversion, and Holmes again scored on the 42nd minute after the teams came out of the sheds. Suaalii Vidal got on the scoreboard on the 50th minute before the Damien Cook response on the 57th, which Crichton kicked over. Xavier Coates went over in the right edge as the tall winger did get on the end of a flowing move and dove over spectacularly for a clear lead, which Holmes kicked his third conversion for, before Jeremiah Nane closed out the point scoring for tries on the 73rd minute, which Holmes added the extras to. The game ended on a sour note as a hard tackle on Reece Walsh was deemed to have been too tough for the Maroons, which led to a scuffle. First, Josh Adokar threw a punch in the direction of Reece Walsh. Then Walsh got involved with Jerome Luai as them two exchanged headbutts at each other, and both got sent off for their actions. The punch saw Josh Adokar sent to the sin bin. But I saw something a little earlier which wasn't penalised. There was a hip drop by Tino Fasamalawe, which was a penalty given, but the referee didn't take action. I'm not sure if it was even put on report. Could be a bad news for Fasamalawe, and that was just moments before it all kicked off between Reece Walsh, Adokar and Jerome Luai. In the end though, it was the right result as the Maroons were dominant throughout the entire game. All that I can say about this is Game 3 is a nothing to lose game. Hopefully the shackles will be taken off the Blues so that they can attack and show some pride in their next match. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking on that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way in the future. Tell me what your thoughts are on today's episode in the comment section below, as it's open for business and you, me and everyone involved can talk about the rugby league and stories that I brought to you today. It's another year for the Queensland being victors, and the Billy Slater reign is off to a 100% record so far. Granted, to State of Origins at the beginning of his rugby league career is always going to be a positive for him, and something he'll be pleased about as a coach, as he's won a few while as a player. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide, and I'll end the episode as I always do by wishing you all the very best. So please stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.